Hi. This is Currency C-Drama. We will review Chinese drama The Last Immortal Episode 6. Wuxia's attempt to unravel the master-servant contract failed because this contract was formed by Donghua Shenzhen, and no one other than him could undo it. Therefore, Wuxia guessed that Kuching was the son of God Yuan Qi and naturally knew the reason why Lord Donghua did this, and comforted them not to rush. Ayin also wanted to ask the reason, but was stopped by Kuching and had to say goodbye to Wuxia. After this incident, Ayin reflected on the relationship between himself and Kuching, and perhaps it can be more relaxed, no longer limited to master and servant, but can become friends. Kuching explained to Ayin why he borrowed the umbrella, and promised her that when the master-servant contract is released in the future, he will go to heaven and earth to experience and find a way to extend his life for Ayin. Ayin looked at Kuching's serious look, and her heart moved uncontrollably. However, the punishment of the master-servant contract made her regain some consciousness. When no one was around in private, Ayin quietly wrote the name of Kuching in the record book of her choice of husband. Kuching wanted to come over and take a look, but Ayin hid him. After a trip to the demon world, Ayin had a great change in her view of the demon clan. She believed that they were not as treacherous and vicious as recorded in the fairy clan records. There were not only beautiful scenery in the demon world, but also kind-hearted demon clan. She was deeply aware of the demon clan. Or the quality of immortals should not be judged by their clan. Kuching heard Ayin's emotion and nodded happily. Because he was going to Gixu Mountain to look for the Fire Phoenix Immortal Yuan next, and Gixu Mountain was the place guarded by Princess Chenhui, so Kuching had to take Ayin to the Yaozu night market to prepare generous gifts. The former Emperor of Heaven provoked a war between immortals and demons, and divine punishment was imposed on Chenhui's family. Chenhui was just a person who carried tragedy. He ended up alone, guarding Gixu Mountain alone, and even his family emblem was lost. Kuching accidentally discovered that the clan emblem appeared in the Yaozu night market, so he thought of getting back the prize to win the favor of Princess Chenhui. Ayin suddenly realized it, and agreed to go to the night market tomorrow. While they were talking, the two of them looked up and saw a shooting star streaking across the night sky. Ayin kept making wishes to the shooting star. In the end, he was so sleepy that he fell asleep. Even in his dream, he prayed for peace and happiness in Kuching for the rest of his life, which made Kuching very happy. It's touching. After arriving at the Yaozu night market, Kuching and Ayin were turned away. The divine sword turned into a small dagger, which made the gatekeeper look down on them and ridiculed them both. Just as the two were thinking about how to enter the square, they suddenly saw Hongyi coming towards them. At Ayin's request, Hongyi led the two of them in, but in fact he had other plans in mind. Hongyi couldn't stand Kuching, so he deliberately claimed that Kuching was his immortal slave and even used him as a gambling capital. The first jackpot was the emblem of the Chenhui family. Kuching couldn't wait to get there personally. Unexpectedly, the proprietress's three-eyed tiger would show up when she saw a handsome young man. And with her superb gambling skills, Kuching was no match for her. Seeing that he was about to lose his family emblem, Kuching lied in desperation that Hongyi had been in love with the three-eyed tiger for a long time. Sure enough, the three-eyed tiger saw that Hongyi looked good, especially since he was the nephew of the demon king Hongguo. He felt happy and simply asked Hongyi to accompany him to the side room for a few drinks. If he was happy, he would give the clan emblem to Kuching. Because Ayin needed this clan emblem very much, no matter how reluctant Hongyi was, he had to sell his appearance and enter the wing with a heroic look on his face. On the other hand, the second prize was blue blood Ganoderma, which was exactly what Huashu needed. Kuching came out again, and successfully won the green blood Ganoderma. At the critical moment, Yanshuang fell from the sky and insisted on snatching the blue blood Ganoderma lucidum from Kuching. Kuching's cultivation level was not as good as Yanshuang's, so he was naturally at a disadvantage, so he turned around and threw Ganoderma lucidum to Ayin. Yanshuang swung the whip at Ayin, but luckily Hongyi appeared in front of him in time, and the next second he saw her holding Kuching hostage. Seeing this scene, Hongyi had to use the Fox clan's charm technique to successfully control Yanshuang. Ayin couldn't bear to see Yanshuang causing public anger, so she took her away with a key and kun bag. Kuching and Ayin were about to go to the place of Gixu. Hongyi wanted to follow Kuching and was arrested by Shifa. Unexpectedly, Hongyi flew into the Qian Kun bag after using a little trick, and even started fighting with Yanshuang. Kinglin returned from the Jiayuan evil prison and took in a group of monsters who came to seek refuge for his own use. He told Zuying to take back the Fire Phoenix Jade. Zuying wondered why the Fire Phoenix Jade could open the Jiayuan evil prison. Kinglin said that the power of the Jiayuan evil prison was no longer what it was back then, and it had already loosened its hold. As long as she had 1 point of divine energy, she could open it. When she regained the Fire Phoenix Jade, she would achieve great things. Then Kinglin came alone to the palace of Lin Mo, the second highness of the Tiger clan, and saw that he was still missing his old lover Hongruo. He felt a little more hatred in his heart, but he also let go of his constant feelings for him. Back then, Kinglin and Hongruo were both nine-tailed foxes and fell in love with Lin Mo. However, she did whatever it took to kill Hongruo's brother and sister-in-law, and even faked her death to get Lin Mo to make a marriage contract, ultimately betraying her beloved.